So I'm trying to get this video done for a couple days now, and it's not working out. So this is the intro I had planned for you. Picture this. It's early fall, and the leaves are turning gold, and the air's got that crisp bite that screams, hike now before winter locks the gates. You're geared up. Ultralight tent, minimalist stove, a pack that weighs less than your dog's food bowl. But then bam, a twisted ankle on some loose gravel, a gash from a sharp branch, or worse, a fall that leaves you bleeding and dazed miles from help. Sound familiar? If you're like most thru hikers or peak baggers, maybe you know what that is, maybe you don't, you are obsessed with every ounce in your pack. But skimping on medical gear, that's a gamble no one wins. Now let's face it, you're a trail-tested gear junkie, and today we're going to take a deep dive into a game changer for ultralight adventurers. Pretty good, huh? Now, Refuge Medical has hooked me up with some pretty badass gear, and I'm here to show you exactly what's inside of it. And this featherlight gear can handle some real trauma without weighing you down. So now I'm going to take you to the trail. Before we get started, I don't think it gets any better than this. This is right outside of a little town that I live near. It's pretty awesome. I'm actually going to get set up right here on this park bench, and we're going to get into this kit. So inside my bag today, we're going to be taking a look at Trailblazer kit. Make sure that's in frame. There we go. Trailblazer kit. Guys, if you're a hiker, this is probably the best kit that's practical. I hate to say this. Let me move the camera a little bit. That has actually ever been made. Not a joke. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit more. There we go. I'm sorry, you can see the tripod. It's going to happen. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, so when I say it's the best, all the things that I talk about at the introduction of this video, they're all super duper true. And this thing is just jam-packed. This thing is so light, it's not even funny. So the key features of the Trailblazer Medical Kit, this is basically a lightweight first aid medical kit made for the wild. For guys that are out on the trail, and guys, this is made in the USA. It's under, I'd say it's about 9.5 ounces. It's built for adventures. And some of the key features before we open it up is that it's ultralight, it's compact. It covers common injuries, it treats cuts, burns, scrapes, sprains, and bites. It also covers emergencies. It's emergency ready. It includes a tourniquet for major bleeding for both adult and pediatric, and that is really, really important. I still need to move this camera a little closer. There we go. There we go. Now, you wanted it raw, you wanted it real. Here it is. And the thing is, too, is that it's also durable, water resistant because of the way it's sealed up. This is actually a bag itself that has been sealed, and it's a resealable bag. One of the problems that you have with some of these shrink wrap kits is that they don't make it so that you can reuse the bag. Once you open it, you actually do have a Ziploc bag inside, or this is an actual Ziploc bag. Well, it's not an actual Ziploc. It's a bag that you can reseal. We'll call it that. And you know, the big thing is it's made in the USA. You guys know I'm all about products made in the United States. Huge advocate for it. This is great and perfect for hikers, backpackers, climbers, paddlers, whatever it is. I mean, you just throw this in a bag. You just saw me took it out of my day satchel, out of my EDC satchel. You know, it literally is nothing. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, just to make sure I cover everything, I got my own little list right here, which we'll be setting over here to the side. And I'm going to, where's my scissors at? There's my scissors. That's right, Refuge Medical. Ba-chow, ba-chow. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm going to be opening this up. It does have tear cuts in it, so I could easily rip it open. But I'm going to want to reseal the contents of this, and I'm going to try to reuse the bag, because whenever I open one of their kits for you guys, a lot of times I give it away, or I might want to use it myself. And so I'm going to want to make this as clean as possible so that I can reuse the Ziploc bag inside of the package, inside of another vacuum sealed bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these. You know what I might do? I might, because I have my own bead sealer. Let's do this. Let's see if we can make all that happen. If I just cut it right at the top of their seal. And then that way I'll still retain the cuts, and I can put this in my own resealer, my own bead sealer. And please work, please work, please work. You in frame? Yes, you are. Okay. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. the Ziploc bag, and I saved the bag. Yay! All right, guys, so let's see what's inside this puppy. First of all, we got our label up here of what's inside of it. You can get that in front of the, there we go, there we go. So with that said, what's inside of this puppy? Well, there's a long laundry list of things that are inside this thing. So I guess the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the Schlesman wrap. Now the Schlesman wrap is technically a tourniquet. I just can't tell if you guys are seeing this correctly or not. Like right there. Okay, so the Schlesman is technically a tourniquet. Now the nice thing about this is you can use this on children. Not a joke. It has little Velcro pieces all around it. It really does work. If you turn this inside out, you can actually see this is the real deal, guys. This is a real deal. If you don't know how to use a Schlesman, you should definitely be looking into it. That's not what this video is for, but I wanted you guys to know that there's your tourniquet, so you can take care of some major injuries out in the middle of nowhere. We've got some compressed, let's see if this is it. Compressed gauze. Compressed gauze is on the list, and this is 4.5 by 4.1 yards. And if you guys have ever seen one of these things open, have you ever seen any of my videos where I compress toilet paper to show you what a whole roll of toilet paper looks like? This is basically like the equivalent to a whole roll of toilet paper. Not a joke. This thing is just, you're just going to be packing wounds for days and days and days. I mean, it's going to feel like you're never going to run out of this stuff until you do. Learn to use this, learn to use the knot, that kind of thing. All right, what do we got here? Next thing is there's liquid skin in here. But that's not what I'm going to worry about. This is medical training splinter out. This is actually a splinter out kit. Looks like this is sterile splinter outs. That's pretty interesting. I really like that. Now you don't need tweezers. Nice. What do we got? We've got stuff sticking to stuff. We got a little bit of moleskin here. And I'm off list now, guys. I'm off list. I'm telling you right now, I'm off list. Because this stuff is never going to go back in the bag the way it looks like. We've got 2 woven gauze sponges. These are great for cleaning a wound out. Kind of important. And then the kit starts to get broken into areas. What do we got here? We have the this is what do they call this? What do they call this? Rolled. No, this isn't rolled gauze. This is that, well, it might be rolled gauze. There's our rolled gauze right there. So, not to be confused, come here you. Rolled gauze is inside of this kit. That's not rolled gauze. This is the rolled gauze. Obviously, you would use this to pack wounds. You can use this to make your own bandages, things like that. And when you have your duct tape, which should be in every first aid kit. Obviously, we've got some gloves for those times where things are not so great. Let me see, am I getting this right? Yes, I am. There we go. And then we've got, what is this thing called? I keep forgetting the name of this. Oh, they call it crumple wrap. And you basically, when you're wrapping it around, it stretches. So you could actually make a very tight wrap, but it sticks to itself without adhesive. It just kind of crumples onto itself, onto its own friction. So we've got that inside of there. And like I said, we've got the moleskin. What do we got here? I want to pull this out because at a certain point these things turn into kits. Now that's with all the major stuff, right? So you can pretty much take care of anything like puncture wounds, major bleeding. That's all this stuff over here, guys. But then then we start to move into the modules that you don't even have to open if you don't want to, but they're nice to have. You know, it's basically hiker trash. They love to take Ziploc bags. Oh, look, a Ziploc bag, and then create their own little kit of different things. But the truth is that once you start going through all these little bags, you start to have like a huge mess on your hand. How well you guys are seeing it? There you go. All right, so obviously we're going to have our medication bandages. We got some acetaminophen, some ibuprofen. Let's just say on the OTC, ibuprofen, aspirin, acetaminophen, Benadryl. Benadryl's pretty. How many times you got to run up against some poison, whatever? You know what I'm saying? You need that Benadryl. And then you've got the Boo Boo kit. Now the Boo Boo kit, that's not even cover let's cover the Band-Aid kit. Now inside the Band-Aid kit, I thought it was kind of neat because it's more than just Band-Aids. Because what we've got inside the Band-Aid kit are some fingertip Band-Aids. We've got some knuckle Band-Aids, and we got some 1 to 3 Band-Aids, which is 1 inch by 3 inch. And we've got some skin closure strips. You know what? There may be something else magical in there. Got a couple of skin closure strips. We're gonna crack this one open real quick because I don't want this one to be really hard to repack if I had to, and I don't want to do that. Looks like the skin. Yeah, that's just it. And then obviously we've got the liquid skin, which is basically super glue, but it's pharmaceutical grade. Pharmaceutical grade. Yes, there's a difference. Is there much of a difference? Probably not, but the bottom line is that you actually have like a bandage bag. And then obviously we've got the boo-boo wipes. And let's boo-boo wipes. Let's see what kind of wipes we got here. We got some burn shield. Obviously you don't need any gigantic burn sheets out there in the fire. I got myself burned on the fire. That's what that's for. We got some alcohol preps for cleaning the areas that we're going to be working in. Looks like there's two of those. We've got some sting bite pads. These are kind of interesting if you guys get ever zapped by anything bad out there. These really help for centipede bites. Let's see here. What do we got here? Triple antibiotic ointment. This is great. Not just for it's not for treating the wound. It's for protecting the wound. But you might be out on the trail for a couple of days because you cut yourself open and you're like, this isn't bad enough for stitches. And yeah, this is definitely going to be useful to you. And then we've got our BZK antiseptic towelette. This is for like cleaning. This is for like cleaning off like the exterior part of your body or a wound or an object or something. This is how we clean things. And there's a fourth one right there, and obviously some more triple antibiotic. Now, with all that said, guys, this is the basic part of this stuff right here is the basic part of any hiker's first aid kit. But the truth is that hikers don't really they don't carry duct tape. They rarely carry any real bandages, anything large. You know, they're just not going to, they're not going to be able, your average hiker first aid kit is not going to be able to handle any kind of serious trauma. And I think this kit speaks for itself. It really does. And if you guys are heading out on the trail, because this is the optimum time to be out on the trail right now, October, November time frame, before it gets too cold, all the bugs are starting to go away. The mosquitoes aren't hanging out. You don't have to worry about as many ticks. Guys, this is the kit for you right here. And it's very affordable. Also, all-American company, and I don't think it gets any better than that. All right, guys, until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Link in description. Bye-bye.